Today I am doing something a little different. I have been playing with art resin that I picked up off Amazon. I picked up the 8-ounce, the hardener, and the 8-ounce resin, and it's by Art Resin. The reason I chose that one is because it has the no VOCs, and I still wear a mask because this smell is really slight, but I have an extreme sense of smell, so I smell it. And I also notice when I stir it, especially if I stir it too fast, little bubbles release, and I just don't want to breathe that in. But I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on, and I wanted to open the coffin. It says that you can, let's see, I finished up at 6 o'clock last night, and it's around 12:30 the next day. So I worked on it Saturday, and it's now Sunday, and that is the hardest part about this, is having to wait. But what I used was equal parts of the hardener and the resin. And then I used my Tim Holtz alcohol ink in pitch black. And I have this ultra fine gold glitter. I don't know, it says it's the original Prisma. I bought this forever ago at Ben Franklin. I don't know that they're still in business. It's from Gick Crafts, a Gick company. This is the most beautiful glitter, and if anyone knows of another ultra fine glitter brand, please leave it in the comments because I want more of this. It looks so beautiful. And like, even this has gotten sticky with resin, so I may have to stop and clean my hands from moving these things. So I'll move these out of the way. All right, my hands are all cleaned, and I wanted to show a little tip when you're cleaning, like when you're touching all this stuff. If you keep a little hand sanitizer, you can squeeze it on your hands, rub it together, wipe your hands off with a paper towel, and that will clean whatever soap and water won't get off, I have noticed, because it just, you're slick a little bit. Anyway, so these turned out really cool, and I will show some of the other things I worked on. So this wasn't my first attempt. I would say, I don't know, maybe I've done this 4 times. This is new. This is from Amazon, this little mold. It came yesterday. So of course I had to drop everything to try it, and we'll see if it actually works. And I don't know, when you're working with the alcohol ink and you're stirring it in the resin, it turns this very pretty shade of green, and you don't know. But I had recently made some letters with the black, so I thought it would work, and then after it sits for a while, then it turns black. So when I watched Art Resin 101 is the name of the video on YouTube. It's by the company, and they say that after 12 hours you can remove it from the mold. And that's because it's still kind of malleable and not as stiff. But you can see, maybe I should do it like that. You can see it move a little bit. And you don't want to tear your molds. I mean, I'm completely new at this, and I have torn a mold, and I'm going to show that. Because if anybody's interested in this, you need to account for making some mistakes. Oh my gosh, this is stunning. Like that tiny bubble. I don't know if you guys can see that teeny tiny bubble right there. Now this is for me. Like, I would never be able to sell these things because I'm just not good enough at it. Oh my gosh. So what I did to get this coffin so sparkly here was, let me put it back the way it was. I took my ultrafine glitter, just kind of sprinkled it here, and then rubbed it in with my fingers. Oh my gosh. It was just a test to see what would happen. That is gorgeous. Now the rest of it, so you get a surprise when you open that box. That's stunning. Stunning, stunning on the back. I'm going to do an all black one with no glitter as well. Well, that was a win. I'm very excited. So let's see now. I tend to have a little more trouble with these little, this one's coming off beautifully. I think this little mold was around $8. It may have been $7 and change. It may have been $8 and change, but it was around $8. And I'm a Prime member, but it didn't come like the next day. It took about 3 days. And they combined it with my subscribe and save. Like, I get lotion sent every month. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is gorgeous. What I did, let's investigate. I don't see any bubbles, and with all this glitter, you wouldn't be able to see bubbles. Oh my gosh. So now this needs to lay flat. Like, it needs to sit flat, because can you see how I can push it in? It needs to get back to its shape and sit flat so it will harden. But what I did was, I had my popsicle sticks and I was pushing the resin up under here. And as I was turning off the lights, my eye caught a tiny bubble in there. If this had have been just clean, clear glitter resin, you would have never been able to see the bubble. But there was a bubble that just didn't want to come out. So with a popsicle stick, so I stuck this really skinny paint palette knife in there and was able to work it out. I mean, it took like 15 seconds to, do that. And then in order to really get bubbles, I use this. It's a creme brulee torch. We don't use this. We are not fancy anymore that we have a child. We do not make creme brulee. We do not have time for that. But now that I'm getting time back, I'm just doing as many crafts, trying to make up for lost time as I can. So this was from Amazon, and you don't pour it in here. You flip it. You do the opposite way, so you have a well for your goodies. I'm so happy with this. See if that's still. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Oh, I can see one teeny tiny bubble right there. But I think this is a win. This is the best I think I've ever made. So I'm happy. And it needs to be all black next time, maybe with a silver glitter inside. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. I'm so glad that turned out. Okay, so now let's see what we've got. All of my molds are from Amazon, and I absolutely love these pink molds. These pink molds are so soft and so flexible, and they pop everything out. Look how skinny that heel is, and everything goes in this mold. It's bizarre to me. Like, I think I've heard people say, because I've watched a few videos, I haven't watched a lot, but Scrap Diva 29, see how that moves and comes out so easy? Look at that. Oh my gosh, let me sit it on white. She did Color Pour, I think, by American Crafts, and I thought, I gotta try that. But the only one I could find with and I didn't research that one. I looked on Amazon, what does Amazon have? What can I get quick? Because I'm excited, I wanna do this. And the art resin was non-VOC. It was twice the price of the other stuff. So instead of being $15 for 16 ounces, it was $30. But I figured, safety-wise, it was worth $15 to be safe. That was just my opinion. So now this you can stick right in here. You can stick a keychain or a ribbon and hang it from something. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. I want a pair of shoes that look just like this in black and look just like this in black and gold glitter. That's amazing. These are just so flexible. I love them so much. I think I have the heart, the shoe, the lips, and then there's a hand making a heart. I don't think I will use that. So if anybody really wants that one, message me. I will send it to you at no charge, because you can try this out. So much fun. So I also bought the bows, and I know Scrap Diva had these bows, and that's why I got these. And I've done them in pink as well. And look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. How happy am I that I had glitter in that? Now I think I see a bubble, but I'm not sure. But no, I don't. They just they just pop out so easy. Like the clear silicone, you have to work. These just pop right out. It reminds me of like candy, like a soft taffy candy. I am so happy and so thrilled that this worked out for my video to share with you guys. Like I said, I've worked on this a few times, trying to get it right, trying to just kind of get the feel of just stirring the stuff. And I watched a video, and I use these little fruit cups because we eat a lot of little fruit cups, and over the years I've just saved them. I used to pour goldfish in them and my daughter would eat them, and so I just have like a little stack of these, and I'll throw beads and stuff and use them in my craft room. I have been stirring them in here. They're ridged, but it hasn't seemed to affect what happens with my, you know, end product. But you just stir slow. It's annoying at first, but then when you see what results you get because you stirred slow, and I'll show what results I got when I stirred fast one day. And although still very cool, you see it kind of goes from, you pour in these two clear items, and then you kind of see almost a milky, light stripe going through. It will disappear, and you stir for 3 minutes, then you put your little colors or whatever in. That is how I've done it. I've done it where I poured everything in and stirred it together, but I like this result where I mix it slowly and patiently, and then add my decorations to it. So I've done it a few ways just to see, and it's really fun. It is time consuming. I would say this project took about an hour to an hour and a half, but like I said, it's like you need to be slow, and I don't want to waste the stuff, so I had to mix 4 different batches, 3 batches. I did 1 batch and got half of it, another batch got the other half, mixed them the same. It turned out fine. And I know people will say you have to exactly measure it. Well, I have been pouring them in little medicine cups because I just never throw anything away, like from when my daughter's been sick throughout preschool and elementary school. I've been pouring them in those little measuring cups and then tossing the measuring cups. And these are a little uneven, so I've been as precise as like a human can be, but I haven't been insanely precise because I just thought it would take the fun out of it. I don't want to have to do something that's going to be like stress me out, so I do the best I can and then see what happens, and it all seems to turn out. So all right, so this is a win in my opinion. Oh my gosh, I wish there was more to unwrap. It's so much fun, isn't it? Oh, let me just sit it like this for just a minute so you can get the full, and it's got a nice little ridge. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love this little bow. These two are my favorites. But I thought these black bows would be really good for Halloween. I thought that little pumpkins and ghosts with bows on them would be really, really sweet. And these little pink molds are a little more expensive than these silicone molds, but they're well worth it. And when I say more expensive, like $1. Let me show you the mold that I have that got messed up. Okay, so this mold is, I don't know, 10 bucks around that from Amazon. So I did nothing different. The H stuck, the F stuck, so they're ruined. It's supposed to just pop out, just like that. They did not. I did nothing different. Same resin. It was, in my opinion, it was the mold. I have looked to see why it did it and looked at videos, and I think you're better served if you put some olive oil or some cooking spray, some chapstick, something to loosen up. I have no problem with the end. So for Nicole. So this is for me. First one I ever did, I did an N for myself and an I for Isabella. And I turned it into a keychain. And a little trick, and these keychains are from Amazon. Everything I bought from Amazon because I didn't want to wait for AliExpress. I just wanted to see, do I like this? And then I can order more from AliExpress if it's cheaper. But this mold came with keychains. It may have, I don't think it came with this hook though. I think this lobster claw I bought different. Anyways, so what I found out is I had these little eye hooks in my stash, and while it's still soft, if you want an eye hook in it, just screw it right in there. Screw it straight, because it will come through the back, but screw it straight down in there. And this is alcohol ink. I think it's like in Mermaid. And then I used, this is the best glitter when you're doing clear, the Fun Stamper's Journey Sparkle Cuts. That's the best, but from what I've seen. That's all that is. That is this, and I threw, it was the clear version of the confetti sparkle elements. So the clear, it's not silver, it's clear. I since moved those because I made a shaker card with those. So that was my first letter I made, and I was so happy. The N and the I came out no problem. For whatever reason, the S and the H stuck. So I don't know. There was nothing I did different, but I think it's the difference between that clear silicone and this pink silicone. This did wonderfully. This might be a little thicker, I don't know. So let's see some of the letters. So I'll do some of the letters. So this is how I got the idea, because I wanted to do Boo. This one I rubbed the glitter down on the bottom with my finger. This one I sprinkled it in and then stirred. So you get two different, I think they're very cool, they're very similar. But I added the alcohol ink after I poured the resin because I was doing clear, because I was doing these letters. And you can see that if you add things when it's in the mold, you don't get it as, it's not as like dark and evenly distributed. So I just love them so much. So I have another O to do. So why one letter would stick and another one wouldn't, you just be prepared that that might happen. So here's a comparison of the pink versus the black bow. Oh, so cool. Oh, how cool. This has the confetti sparkle, sparkle cuts, and this just has ultrafine glitter. So I love this. I just love it. That is so Halloween to me. Oh, I hope you guys like this. I mean, look, you can even, if you don't like that heart, you could even use some E6000, some glossy accents, something, glue that right there. But I love the heart. So I have more bows. Let's see, let's go to the letters. So these I just wanted to see, what would it look like with pink sequins? And it was the Journey sequins. These are the silver ones, but I had the pink ones. And I've just moved things around. I've been doing all kinds of stuff this week. The rain, it's been really rainy, and I've been able to stay inside and do all kinds of fun stuff. So I made this one, and I think because it was clear, you get a few little bubbles, but you can't tell that there are bubbles when it's clear. And I think that is gorgeous. And this is going to be a birthday gift for someone, just a tiny gift. And these are little surprise gifts for some family members when we go visit. And I'm going to turn them into keychains, I believe. So the J turned out lovely. I'm going to do it like this. You might be able to see it good. I'm not sure. Oh, this is an I for Isabella. I did this in purple. And then I added the little pink sequins in it. And it did not, to me, turn out as good as the blue. She has a blue one upstairs. And it's a keychain. So now we can compare. because while I was doing, I had a little extra. So I made a shoe, and that hanging in front of the right color, I think would be stunning. Love the shoe. So all these came out, the K came out no problem. As big as that K is and as sharp as those angles, came out no problem. So I cannot wait to turn it. And these were really flexible. They're not flexible anymore. Like I thought, oh no, these are so flexible. How on earth are these going to be made into a keychain? And I like the way the clear, it's just going to take on whatever color's behind it. Love that. And then I did a set of clear lips just to see, and I think this would be really cute if I could put like a kiss me charm right here, like that. I would probably hang it this way. I don't know that I'd hang it that way, but I like the heart there, so. And the simplest and the first ones that I did with just the sparkle cuts and alcohol ink, and this was watermelon alcohol ink. And I use the Ranger Tim Holtz alcohol ink. It's just what I have. And right now, I mean, I can't find 90% alcohol, but I really haven't looked that hard. The 70% is coming back in stock, but I'm getting really more into the printed papers than making my own papers. So I thought, you know what, this is a great way to use some products that I haven't used in a year and just have some fun. I thought about doing black lips, but I thought that might be creepy. Now this one is one of the coolest. It is this alcohol ink. It's Snow Cap Mixative, along with the black, the jet black alcohol ink or pitch black. And I just took the mold. So I took the mold and it was laying flat, and I poured it was the glittery clear. That's all that was. It was the ultra fine glitter and clear, and that's all that was in this one. See, I've played with this 3 or 4 times. You get a lot. At first you think, oh, I don't have that much. And then after about three rounds of doing it, you're like, wow, I'm starting to accumulate some items. This, I just dripped. You can see how it's just dripped. I took a little toothpick, swirled it, individually dropped a few little sequins in there, and my sequins changed colors. Like these silver sequins turned white. I think this is a cool N. I think that's a cool letter and a cool outcome, and just with sprinkling things in and running a toothpick and just kind of experimenting to see, well, what's gonna happen here? And thrilled with it. But like I said, not thrilled that now I can't make an S or an H. And before I run out and purchase another one, the one stuck too. I mean, the one is in a boo-boo pile, so we'll wait to get to that in a minute. So I made a pink heart, and I wanted to make a black heart. I love just this color with the watermelon. That's all it is watermelon alcohol ink, sparkle cuts glitter, and art resin. It's just those 3 things, simple as you can be. So I'll put this here. And then I showed you about the B and the O, the future boo. And here are, wait a minute, this is a pink. This is, let me show you. I don't have the alcohol ink, but that's the watermelon, the almost red. It is very subtle, but the red is it's a little bit darker than the pink. Let's see. You can tell it's redder. That's the pink. It wasn't flamingo, but bubblegum. It was bubblegum alcohol ink. That's my favorite pink. I love the clear. I love the pink. I mean, I love it all. And so I did, instead of doing the lips in pink, because I wanted to see a difference, I did bubblegum heart, and I did watermelon lips. And you use a little more cups, because you pour it in the cup and then you change. But once you're done, you can just use your last cup, mix in whatever color you're doing. And I just love that one. That one reminds me of like Minnie Mouse bow. So you think, oh, I'm not going to have that many. Look how many projects I have bows for now. And it's not even 2 of these that were full. And I have a ton of little bows. So I'm so thrilled. If you could put a bow on the lips. I mean, you could put a bow anywhere. Look, a bow on the shoe, right? Oh my gosh. Just so cute. I mean, they're such cute bows. I just love them. Just love it. This one looks best. Okay, so now let's see. So the S and the H that had the boo-boos. I was able to take an X-Acto knife and incredibly carefully on a cutting mat, slice down and slice all of the pieces off. Now, I did slice into the acrylic, so you can see it kind of whitens it, but I think the next batch of clear acrylic I have, I can just wipe some over it and I think it will heal it. I'm not sure, but it's for a niece who is a year old. She doesn't really need this, but I think when I give all the other nieces and all the women in the family a keychain, I think that it would be sweet that she would receive one too. So, and look at it, her age is gorgeous. So that, I mean, it's a boo-boo in that my mold is ruined, but it's not, it turned out fine. Now this one, I didn't cut it off. And you can see where the silicone is still on there, but it appears as if it's going to peel off. And I don't want to take a sharp edge to this S, and I'm gonna try to repair it with clear, but I don't know if I can. The S may have to get a bow on it. I don't know. Oh, that's cute. I don't know that these are like, oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know that these are sturdy enough for keychain. I mean, they feel like it, but I think you would have to err on the side of caution. Okay, so since I'm talking about little boo-boos that happen and how they are fixable, I did this on Easter, and I thought I want to see if I can create, so Nicole, Isabella, Jeremy. So that's our family. I thought I want to create ornaments for our Christmas tree. Now these I am not going to turn into keychains. These I have bought these little clear cabochon hangers that are coming in the mail, and I'm just going to glue it on and pull ribbon through, and I think they're beautiful. But notice the difference between this clear and this clear. Do I have an N that's like that? No, I have a J. So this clear and this clear. See, I stirred this one slow, I stirred this one really fast, and I got bubbles. But how cool is it that it's going to be on a Christmas tree and it won't be completely clear when the light comes through? So even though it seems like, oh, I messed up, I think it looks great, and I think it's good that it happened on this one. Now this was another one, the one where the silicone is stuck to it, and it kind of looks like something chewed on it, you see? I can file this off, but this was a test one I don't need, so I haven't. And this one I put the little cylinder-like sprinkles and the little round, and they're all clay, the little clay peppermints. And this one I added these little candy canes to that, and I don't like it, but I had extra. I wanted to see what it would look like. And it's cool, like if you want white and you don't have white, and you're just like, well, let's just see if it works out. I mean, on certain letters like an I, that you could use that side, I think that's beautiful. So on certain projects, you could use the back side. And I filled it so perfectly, there's not a ridge. At least not one that I can see. So these I will still use. And I think they're adorable, and I think when the light shines through them, they'll sparkle on the Christmas tree. So there's a little bit of the sparkle cuts in there too, but not a ton. So I'm thrilled with it. I think it's cool looking. And I'm gonna have to make an end like that because I love it. Oh, and then this, okay. So I didn't make a heart one, but I bought this set from Amazon because Scrap Diva made these. And I thought I have to have a trinket box. But this stuff is kind of pricey. So like I looked online to see how much a trinket box would be just from Etsy, and people were charging, I think around $25 or $30. And I thought, well, that seems like a lot. But once you add up all the stuff and the mishaps, it's a reasonable price. So this was the first trinket box I made. And I did not use my creme brulee lighter. I didn't know where it was. So I have a little bit of bubbles, but I think it's pretty. And it's just, I think, mermaid alcohol ink and sparkle cuts. And it is just the cutest thing. And it is going to be so pretty on my dresser or on my daughter's dresser. And I love it. Now, I think I filled it a little too full. And it did stick a little. So I need to sand this off a bit, maybe with a nail file. But I think for the first one I ever did, I think this stuff is very forgiving and easy to work with. And this was the flower. In order to get the flower one, you had to buy all 4 of them. So of course the flower one was the one I wanted. But like I said, it came from Amazon and everything came out beautifully. There's no missing bubble spots. I used one of those long lighters to kind of get the bubbles out of the first few batches until I realized I think we have a torch somewhere around this house. And then the way I decided I wanted to do this was making these. These I had, oh my gosh, this resin was probably 20 years old. And it had just been sealed in its box in a storage box, now in a heated basement. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, that hardener is yellow, but let's just see. It was Ultra Glow was the brand of it. I don't know if it's made anymore. And so I took little Valentine, because this was a candy mold, and I rubbed it all over with a chapstick. And they released, but the candy mold, then I ran it through the dishwasher and it warped. So I don't have that candy mold anymore. Like I said, this is just you kind of have to figure this out through trial and error. I always say when you make the mistake, that's when you remember it. People can tell you all day long, don't do this and don't do that. And you do it and then you go, oh yeah, that's right. These were hand washed. But it was something that was headed for the trash can, and that's why I used it. And the resin was headed for the trash can. As soon as I keep promising myself I'm gonna clean up. As soon as I start like getting rid of things I don't use. So I used it. It worked out good. It was really soft for many, many days, but it's now hard. And what I did was I put a ton of clay hearts and lips in this batch. I started out with just the sparkle cuts and I think this was a mix of bubblegum and watermelon. So these are the ones I like. I like the pink with the sparkle cuts the best. But these are still really cute. They're a little bigger than I wanted because they were chocolate molds, but they turned out great. I mean, you can probably see them better on the plate. So just look at all these goodies I have. I mean, so many goodies. And I really had a lot of fun. And I really hope you guys try this out if you're interested in it. Now, the reason, if you're like, why is this on a paper towel? Because I figured out when you have to lift this, it runs out if you fill it up. Like I fill them up all the way to the top and you can't get under them. If you have this, you can take it and look at this, just slide it right out of your way and then start on something else. So that was very valuable to find out. And like with just the little mistakes, like being able to see that, oh my gosh, you can do that. How darling is that? Then they may all get little bows now. You know, I don't know. They're just so cute. I just had to share. And I know that I do some crafts, but I do a lot of cards. But card season is pretty much over, other than maybe a few birthday cards. And I thought, you know, let me show people what other things I like to do. And maybe this could kind of spark some creativity for you guys. So I think that's it. That's all I have to share. I hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment if there's like one thing you really love, because I don't know. I am so happy with that. So happy. And I mean, like my first keychain came out. I do, like I said, you can put that in with your fingers in the beginning, but you have to be really, really straight when you do it. I think I'm gonna have to get one of those little Dremel hand drills to do the rest of them. But I mean, I was new at it. I didn't know, and it's all just too cute, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching, and click subscribe if you're curious to see what I come up with next. Thanks, bye.